Ten Hag still interested in Eriksen. We are here to talk about Pogba complaining about the contract that Manchester United offered to him, that they never added even a single penny. That's not a contract to offer to a player like Pogba. Reactions are coming onto there. And Vitinha, no bid made yet by Manchester United, as confirmed in there from Portugal. In there, he's the kid on the block, the journalist on the block, who has just broken a story of part of Fabio Vieira, the side which goes by names of Arsenal in their view, and has come out and confirmed to us that United have not made any bid for Vitinha in there for you. Welcome to our channel which goes by the names of Manchester United Matters channel. How are you guys? And where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. And if at all you've not yet subscribed to our channel, subscribe to our channel and then hit the notification bell, because lots of news are really going to be coming on as soon as possible. This is channel does strictly Manchester United, and today here we start off with the story of Pogba, a story that has really told me how people are not really very good at doing self-assessment to themselves. Paul Pogba, are you the one who was supposed to say this? With all what you put out on the pitch, with your inconsistency, you don't have right. You have no right to come out and say this Paul Pogba. Guess what Paul Pogba said today? Paul Pogba has gone ahead to say that my thought process is to show Manchester United that they made a mistake in waiting to give me a contract, and to show other clubs that Manchester United had made a mistake in not offering me a contract. That's what Paul Pogba is saying. But what United did, Pogba was earning £300,000 a week ever since he came in from Juventus in 2016, and he has been at United for 6 years, and he has really run down his contract and is going out on a free to Juventus, and Juventus is not even giving him even 3/4 of what he was earning at Manchester United, other than they are giving him £160,000 a week. It shows you how much Pogba has fallen off as a player. While at Manchester United, he didn't really show us what Paul Pogba is all about. People have always mistakenly brought into discussion his performances he always holds at the national team. I told people that there is a difference between the national team and the Premier League or and the season. When you look at Manchester United, if at all, let me give you a full blast of a season. If at all they reach the final of the Champions League, those are 13 games, plus 38 of the Premier League. Those are already 51 games. You get, when you add in the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, you get, those are close to 60 games a season. Now, you can't rate a player's form and class or consistency on 8 games, because when you look at a tournament like the World Cup, the team plays 3 games in the group stages, round of 16, those are 4, round quarterfinals, those are 5, semi-finals, those are how many? Close to 6-7 games. All 8 games. They play 8 games in the entire tournament. And when you count the games that Paul Pogba is consistent at Manchester United a season, he can give you a collection of 10 games out of the 60 games United play. So it shows you that he's inconsistent. Those coming out and really bringing in his international performances into this conversation, you don't know what you're talking about. You need to go out and sit out there and see what it means to be a good player at a club, because it means out of the 60 games, you're supposed to be consistent for the 40 games. That's what the likes of Kevin De Bruyne are doing. When Bruno came in, that's what he did and gave to the team. And I really believe that the coming in of Bruno Fernandes was an eye-opener to Manchester United, because Paul Pogba had blindfolded them. Because in that season of 2019-2020, United wanted to sell Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba wanted to move away to Real Madrid, and that was the late agent of his, Mino Raiola, wanted him out at Manchester United. And United said, no, we are not selling you. And I will believe that it would have been the best opportunity to sell in Paul Pogba in 2019, when he really has close to 3 years left on his contract. After spending 3 years at Manchester United, that was the perfect way to sell him. But Paul Pogba, United never made a mistake by giving you an improved contract. And this is what he went ahead to say, that the contract that United gave him was as follows in here for you. Paul Pogba said, how can you tell a player you absolutely want him and offer him nothing? Never seen that. Now, Paul Pogba, how many players in the world level that even perform more than you, game in, game out, earn £300,000 a week? Paul Pogba thought that by leaving Manchester United, very many teams are really going to be out for him and they're really going to yearn for him and give him lots of money. No, it has not happened. Juventus is in here for him and they're offering him less than what Manchester United was offering him. United was offering him £300,000 a week and Juventus is offering him £160,000 a week. That shows you that Paul Pogba is a money-making machine. He's a money-making machine. He never left Manchester United because of the footballing stuff, but he was ready to start Manchester United if they really gave him a very huge amount of money that he really wanted to stay at Manchester United. And in all this, then it has been confirmed that it was a hoax, that United had tabled a weekly wage deal of Paul Pogba that amounted to £450,000 a week. That was a hoax, because when Pogba says, how can you tell a player absolutely want him and offer him nothing, that means Paul Pogba knows that all Paul Pogba let us know that they never gave him an increment. They told him, we're giving you £300,000 a week. And what really broke this was Eriksen, because when Eriksen came into Manchester United, the board asked him, do you feel like you want to talk to Paul Pogba such that we negotiate on the contracts? He said, no, let him go. I don't want him into my club. That means Paul Pogba was just shown the exit door by a man who goes by the names of Erik ten Hag. That's it. So that is Paul Pogba for you, and you can as well go into the comment section and tell me what you think about Paul Pogba and all that he is alleging at Manchester United, that they never gave him a new contract. You had to show me that you love me. Are you a woman? Yet what you were putting up on the pitch was not really good. If Paul Pogba was a consistent player, even if he said that he wanted £500,000 a week, we would have supported him, because the consistency would have spoken for him. It would have acted as a defense line for Paul Pogba in this, but it can't anymore, because Paul Pogba is just a player who is inconsistent, very much talented, and he has not lived up to his talent. He has not yet even reached halfway of his ceiling of the talent that Paul Pogba has. He has immense talent, but he is not that player that you must hold on to the team which goes by the names of Manchester United. That's why the new manager, Erik ten Hag, showed him the exit door in there for you. Thank you guys for watching it. We go to our second story of the day, and you guys will need to know this in there for you. Pedro Seblevuda in there for you. He's a journalist from Portugal in there for you, and he works for C Online in there for you. He's now everywhere because it's just broken a deal of Arsenal signing a Porto player from in there. Something that is really creating some fear in me, that if at all Arsenal feel like they want to go for Vitinha, they can also go and get him, because this deal has just gone on abruptly from nowhere. And he's saying that United didn't make any official bid for Vitinha from FC Porto. The club that is mentioned by Pinto da Costa is another. Manchester United already know that if they want to buy Vitinha, they'll have to look at the release clause of 40 million euros. That is a side which goes by names of Pedro coming in from Portugal. Now, this worries me a lot. If it was not Manchester United that really made this bid, as the story was reported yesterday, then which club is that? And if at all they say that there is a battle between Manchester United and Arsenal for Vitinha, that means Arsenal is the team. And Arsenal have already gone up to and agreed a deal with a player of FC Porto who goes by the names of Fabio Vieira. And something that I've given attention to detail to is that the player that Arsenal have just signed was valued at 50 million euros. And that was his release clause. Now I'm asking myself, how come Edu convinced FC Porto that they are getting this player at 40 million euros less? Sorry, at 10 million euros less. They got him at 40 instead of 50. That means there must be something hidden into this deal. Arsenal might be going out for two players. I'm also afraid about this. Vitinha might be announced tomorrow that Arsenal have agreed a deal with him, because it looks like Arsenal have put in a catalyst or something so much convincing for FC Porto to take off 10 million euros. You get? And that means they've agreed deals on 2 players. That's what I'm smelling. I don't know whether it's right or not, but that's the strat I'm smelling, that Arsenal might have agreed a deal with Vitinha. And United have been confirmed that it's not the team that really made a bid. Then it's either Arsenal or Newcastle. And who needs a central midfielder most? It's Arsenal there for you, because Vieira that they've taken is a central attacking midfielder. He plays in the advanced positions of the midfield. Technically gifted. Now, when you look at Vitinha, one of the most exciting players I've seen from FC Porto playing into the deep lying positions of the midfield, Arsenal can go on and get him because he's at £34 million. So that means Arsenal might get into players from FC Porto. Having created this relationship with the president, and they've signed one player, and Arsenal have convinced them that they can get that player at 10 million euros less. Then this one, who is at 40 million euros, Arsenal can also go in and get him at 30 million euros less. You get? That is something that is baffling my head, that how can United fail to go in and get in this player? Because news coming in from Manchester United indicates that Erik ten Hag is putting everything on hold because he wants De Jong. De Jong is continuously looking to be a very hard deal to make because Barcelona have come out and really announced that they've agreed to sell 25% of their rights, broadcasting rights, to a broadcasting company in a side which goes by name America. That is going to raise Barcelona between 700 and 800 million euros. And that means that Barcelona has now gotten an escape route. But the question is, do they still want to sell De Jong? That is something we are waiting to see tomorrow, whether De Jong is going to be out of the news or United is really going to continue to pursue in there for you. But Vitinha was rumored that United are looking at him, and Erik ten Hag is interested in him, but no bid has been made, and this has been cleared by Pedro in there for you. He says no bid was submitted by Manchester United. The club that is mentioned by Pinto da Costa, the president, is another one in there for you. It's not Manchester United in there for you. So no bid that United made for side which goes by the names of Vitinha. So wait and see what really comes out to happening tomorrow. Let's go to the story that I think most of you would want to hear and watch. It's Erik ten Hag still interested in Eriksen in there for you. Eriksen is a 30-year-old player who plays for a side which goes by names of Brentford, but his contract has really run down. And he is now a free agent. And now we are waiting to see where is he heading. It's rumored that United, Tottenham Hotspur, and it's United, Tottenham Hotspur. There are three teams. That really, United, Tottenham Hotspur, is it Newcastle? There are three teams that are so much interested in Christian Eriksen, and they want him to go in and play that side in there for you. But news coming in show that Erik ten Hag really wants Eriksen because they do have a very good understanding in there together. Rob Dawson, a correspondent of Manchester United at ESPN, has come out and said Manchester United remain interested in Denmark midfielder Christian Eriksen in there for you. So get to know that Eriksen is needed at Old Trafford by Erik ten Hag. And why is Erik ten Hag so much interested in Eriksen? One, they trained together. He trained him before he joined Brentford, when his contract with Inter Milan was really cancelled, and the doctors had given him a go-ahead, or they had given him green lights to go ahead and train and return back on the pitch after getting that cardiac arrest in the Euros. I think they're playing a team which goes by names of Russia. Then he had nowhere to train to. He went to Portugal, then later he went to Ajax. He trained with Ajax until Brentford signed him on a 6-month contract in there for you. Arguably, he is the best player of Brentford. He's the player that really saved Brentford from really going down or being relegated from the Prem. I can say this with authority because you saw everything on the field of play. We support Manchester United. When Brentford came in at Manchester United, I think we beat them by, was it 3-0? 3-0 or 3-1, I remember very well. But amid this United scoring all those goals, who was the best player on the pitch? It was Eriksen. It shows you that there is something still out of him, and I believe in very many people who think that he is really a good player at United in there. And with United having a very a very thin budget of close to 120 million pounds. When you get in a player like Eriksen on a free, that is a real bargain. It's a real bargain, and him coming on at free is something good because you are really trying to reinforce your midfield, and with the quality of him, that can really put pressure onto Bruno Fernandes and Danny Van Beek, because you bring on a player like Eriksen to really put pressure onto Bruno Fernandes and Danny Van Beek by telling them that, guys, this is not your fortress. Anyone can come in and play that role. So that's what Erik ten Hag wants, and it's reported in there from a side which goes by the names of France. He's known as Ekrem Konoa. He has come out and said that Manchester United have offered 30-year-old Danish midfielder Christian Eriksen a 1 + 1 year contract. So this contract is really good for Eriksen, and Eriksen wants to play, I think, under Erik ten Hag, because any player, any technically gifted player would like to play under a coach who is good at football, modern football especially, that will really get him what he wants. Eriksen is good, technically gifted, press resistant, he's a good dribbler, he shoots from far, he's good at set pieces. Secondly, he is a master of assists. Trust me, Eriksen is a master of assists. He is not a greedy central attacking midfielder. And secondly, he can play deep. You can put Bruno Fernandes or Danny Van Beek ahead of him, and he can play behind them, provided there is a sitting midfielder in there. That is Eriksen for you. He has the experience that United needs in there in this season, because fixture is already out. We are starting with Brighton at Old Trafford. Our third game, we are hosting Liverpool. So with signings like this, with signings like Eriksen, you're 100% sure that you can change the game anytime when you want. I tell people that the reason why I can have Eriksen, Danny Van Beek, and Bruno Fernandes in the same team is that when you are really playing a team like Liverpool and you really want to suffocate the midfield of Liverpool, you can put a sitting midfielder, you get into the team, into your team, like Sangare, if at all he comes in through, or Vitinha. Then you put Eriksen and Danny Van Beek alongside them, one on the left, on the right, in a 4-3-3 system. Then you get Bruno Fernandes, like in the dying minutes, like Liverpool is leading you by 1-0 and you really want a win, or any other team. You can put all these three players on the pitch at the same time, provided you know that it's now 5 substitutions that have been really activated. 3 can be done in the first half and 2 can be done in the second half. So 5 substitutions are viable. Now imagine United is playing Brighton in the opening game and we are 1 goal down. 30 minutes to go. You can bring on Eriksen, Danny Van Beek, and Bruno to be on the same page. Sangare as a holding midfielder, Eriksen on the right of Sangare and Danny Van Beek on the left of Sangare. Then you can get Bruno and you tell him that you are really going to play off the right attacking side of the midfield in there, or you're going to play as a right forward. Then Sancho will be playing off the left and Ronaldo will be leading the line. In that, you can be having 3 creative players in there for you. 2 of those not greedy as Bruno Fernandes, because Bruno is too greedy, and that's why you see United misses out on very many chances, because sometimes he finds himself in shooting positions and he really shoots aimlessly. Secondly, instead of giving out a pass, sometimes he goes for a shot and the shot really goes over the back, and he later regrets that, oh, I wish I would have found a release pass for a person like Cristiano Ronaldo in there for you. So when you have all those on the pitch, you very much know that a chance is going to be created and no team can really resist such an attack. That's what Pep Guardiola does. He can bring on, he can be having Kevin De Bruyne, Ilkay Gundogan, Phil Foden on the field of play, Sterling and Mahrez, then a centre forward when he's looking for goal. When you have close to 5 creative players on the field of play, there is no way an opponent can close you down, unless otherwise it's not your day. You get? So I really believe that it's good to have in a player who goes by the name of Christian Eriksen, and it's good to see that Erik ten Hag still holds that interest in Eriksen. Feel free to go into the comment section. Tell me what you think about Erik ten Hag's interest in Eriksen, United not making that Vitinha bid, and lastly, Paul Pogba complaining about the contract that United gave him. It was not improved, and that's why he let United down. But news coming in from Manchester United indicate that it's the manager who goes by the names of Erik ten Hag who said no to Paul Pogba and said the board, don't negotiate with him, let him go, because he is a machinery, a money-making machine in there for you. And these players have been spoiled by the late Mino Raiola. All of his agents, they are so much money-oriented. I don't know how it's going to be with a player who goes by names of Erling Haaland. Maybe the father is going to take over this time round, but if at all it was Mino Raiola, he would have been looking for a move away at Man City, like at Madrid or Barcelona in the next 3 or 4 years from a side which goes by names of Manchester City. Thank you guys for watching in. Your reactions are welcome. Endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. I'm out.